Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Oh, I'm very good. It's earlier than normal.
Earlier than normal and later than normal.
And later than normal. Yeah, as you'll notice, we don't have our normal podcast beverages. We have early morning beverages because it's slightly earlier than we normally do them. So
bit early for beers.
So welcome to episode 16. Yeah, thanks for coming along. Good to have you guys here. And yeah, we've got a bit of a disjointed one. Well, not that we've planned. Not that we ever planned anything.
No, we never plan anything.
We're starting off with a bit of a different way of starting off. Normally we introduce the smoke because we're already smoking it, but we've just received our latest shipment from the boys at Warfighter. So thank you for that, John and Scott.
Looking after us as always.
Looking after us, been way too nice to us as always. So there's a couple of really exciting things in that shipment that are going to be up on the brand new website hopefully next week. By the time you guys are listening to this,
should be
actually up and going, I would say. If not, it'll be pretty close. But yeah, there's some new merch. The boys in America have hooked us up. Got a heap of new shirts, a couple of hats.
All the good stuff.
Yeah,
new humidors, which I'm excited about.
Yeah,
some travel humidors.
New travel humidors with all the Warfighter logos and stuff on there. So they'll all be up on the website. And yeah, with the new shipment comes some fresh lot of cigars, and with a fresh lot of cigars comes a fresh conversation. And this one was about the night shift. We were talking to John about this order. We ordered a lot of night shifts because you guys smoke a lot of night shifts.
We all do.
They're fantastic. They deserve the rating that they've gotten, 94 by Half Wheel. So still super proud of that. And the boys at Warfighter are obviously super stoked. But the night shift is different because it has a candela leaf at the end. And it's designed on the cap so that you get a little bit of flavour of that sort of like...
I don't know if the camera will pick up that green.
So it's a non-fermented dry tobacco leaf, and it departs a slightly different flavour to your lip, but it also tastes different, apparently, when you smoke it. So John has advised us, this podcast, to light the night shift backwards and smoke it backwards.
I remember listening to an episode of the Warfighter podcast many, many months ago.
Yeah.
And he was at the boys were at a camp out or something, and there was a guy there, and that's how he was lighting his cigars. And
that's
I'm like,
right.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? He's like,
that?
That's just what I've always done.
And he's like, try it before you knock it. So I'm going to take my band off.
I've just slid mine down.
You slid your down.
And so later on, that's going to really fuck with the audio because I'll be fiddling with it. And John reckons we just
don't even cut it.
Just burn the candela cap and rip in. So I'll let you start because it's going to be really weird and silent if we're both trying
to do it. So because we're not cutting the cap, I guess we toast through the cap.
Yeah, I think that's what John was saying. Like light it to the point the cap's burning back, and then you'll just start to pull through it. Yeah, see, it's starting to disappear there now. So yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll try anything once.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we'll try things twice just to make sure. How's that?
Different?
And then whether you need to touch it up a little bit once it gets rolling, maybe, just to get that consistent burn back. I guess we'll play it by ear.
I think I would like to smoke a candela, or actually maybe not. That's got a really nice...
Tell us what you're picking up while I light mine.
That's got a really, really, really nice flavour profile to start with. And then it gets very... It's not even bitter. It's nearly like...
Is it like a peppery sort of a...
No, it's like nearly like an orange skin.
Oh, like a zesty
spice to it instead of like a white pepper spice. I don't know, like this is the first cigar of the day, so my palate's... And I haven't had a cigar for a couple of days actually because we've been a bit predisposed, but... So the reason it makes so much difference is because the wrapper itself offers about 75% of the flavour profile of your cigar. So even though it's just a small band of candela, it imparts quite a great deal of flavour to...
Oh, that is different.
Yeah. Yeah, let me know what you get from it. But that's why you can really taste, even though it's only one leaf wrapped around the filler, it imparts quite a bit of...
Yeah. It's very different. Still a super consistent draw.
It's lovely draw,
is
yeah.
common with
as is
everything
common with the,
I'm wondering whether because we're going for the energy drinks instead of beers too, the palate's a bit...
palate might be a bit different.
But we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. On the end of it.
Takes a second, but like that last, what it leaves on your tongue is like it's nearly like that spritz of bitter citrus.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll see how it progresses, I guess. It's going to be different too because your third's progression will be back to front as well, won't it?
Yeah, it will be.
Well, not really,
Well,
because
no,
your
because
third
it's still
still
getting
start
the
at the
heat.
top. It's still a heat-based thing.
Well, it's the direction of the leaf that they face. Mm-hmm. So whether the stem is further to the back or further to the front of each leaf. And I don't know. I've never been to the Warfighter Factory. I'm dying to go. One day I'll organise a trip, but...
we might have to do it soon, otherwise it's going to be too dear to get there. Jumpy gets his way.
If Jumpy gets his way. 100% tariffs for Nick. Anyway, we'll let you... We'll keep you updated
We'll keep you
these
updated through the episode.
as these go. Anyway, how was your week?
It's hard to recall because we're a bit out of sync here, but it's been a week. It's been a busy week. We had obviously Pistol Club Wednesday night, which is always a fun outing. That sort of broke the week up a bit. We had another win at basketball on Tuesday, which was good. The boys, we actually earned this one. Like, it wasn't like...
It's not a whitewash.
No, we sort of actually... I think we were down the first quarter and sort of dug in and come back and won by... we might only won by 15 or 20 or something.
Yeah.
But it was sort of like you feel a bit more like you earned it.
Yeah.
Whereas the first game, it was 65-15 or something. So it was sort of did we really...
Yeah.
Did we really win a game, or did
shit?
They just lose?
Yeah.
So, other than that, not much else really. Just a pretty solid week. Got a new optic for one of my pistols.
Oh, yeah, you did get a little
treat.
Dude. Yeah.
Went with Dad last night, or yesterday afternoon. He was up doing some wild dog management on a property through the week.
Yeah.
And he was talking to the property owner Friday night.
Yeah.
And she said she got home and she said, were you up there again Friday night? And she said, I could hear someone down the paddock calling their dogs back off some pigs. Dad was like, don't hunt with dogs. Yeah. So we went up. Yeah, so we went up there yesterday afternoon just to have a bit of a look around, see if there's any fences down or any actual dead pigs on the ground. But we found two dogs because he shot one and they just go to ground.
Yeah.
The other one he knew he hit them both. His scope records every shot. So yeah, went up and hung out with him for a bit, shot some targets and shot some cans and
with the new dude.
Yeah.
And it's good.
Yeah. It's a learning curve. it's like from rifle shooting, you put a scope on and zoom right in, and it just throws you, bro, because it's moving so much.
So much, yeah.
And I think that's my biggest head bug with pistol shooting is I'm so used to the long range precision.
Yeah.
Being able to punch 5-cent coins at 200.
Yeah.
To being like a 50 mil group is an acceptable group at 15 yards.
Yeah.
So I
watched your barrel's like.
Oh yeah, and your ammo's inconsistency and all the rest of it. So I was watching a video. I can't remember if it's that Collion Noir, one of those guys, just to get a bit of a head.
Colin Noir or whatever his
get
name is.
Get a bit around how to zero them properly and the parallax and all that.
Yeah.
And like he was saying, he was like, we need to get away from this thing that pistols are a precision tool. Yeah. He's like, he was at the range with the head SIG trainer, and their engagement training was 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards.
Yeah.
He's like, these are for shooting someone who's standing on top of you or at the end of your hallway. Yeah. So you don't need to hit an aerosol can at 25 metres.
Yeah, cool if you can.
Yeah.
Cool trick shot, but it's not what you're training to do, I guess.
No. And I mean, the red dot just really accentuates how much you move.
How much you wiggle, yeah.
And it's a case of just accepting that. And if we were shooting dueling trees or a 10-inch steel at 15 yards, it'd be fine. Yeah. But you're trying to hit a 75 mil circle on a piece of paper, and if it goes just outside that, because the red dot's moving so much, in your head you start judging your technique. And you're like, I wasn't gripping it right, or Yeah.
And by overthinking it, you overgrip it.
Yeah.
By overgripping it, you shake
Yeah.
more, and then by shaking
Pull the
more, you
trigger.
think about
Yep.
it more, and then
Yep.
keeps
all
fucking-
of the above. So
Yep.
no, it was good just to get a bit of trigger time in.
Yeah, shit, yeah.
Keep playing around with it and see
Yeah.
how it goes.
Yeah,
Can always
absolutely.
take it off if I don't like it. So
Yeah, it's the beauty of them. That's the beauty of the MOS is it's already got a milled and it's got a plate to go back on it, so it
Yeah.
looks like you've never
Yeah.
done it. Whereas like if you bought a not pre-milled one
Yeah.
with a cap on it, you've got to alter your pistol forever before you can put a dot on
Yeah.
it, and then
Yeah. Get it
every
milled.
time you take it off, then you've got that disgusting milled spot on top of your slide, and then whereas with the MOS you can just on and off.
and
on
I've even
off.
seen adapters where you drive the rear dovetail sight out,
Yeah.
and then the mount sort of drives back into there.
Oh.
But then obviously if you take it off, you've got to find your rear sight,
Mm.
refit it, re-zero your irons, which is a nightmare.
Yeah. And
So-
the red dots just aren't good enough to destroy your iron sights for the sake of
No,
having an
you
optic
need to
on
be
there.
you need to
have
be
both.
committing.
Yeah.
That's where, like you said, the Glock MOS
Yeah.
system is so
It's
good.
good, yeah.
So, and I mean, even if I decide that optic is better suited to a shotgun or a rifle, I can then go and buy a Delta Point or a
Yeah.
Trijicon or whatever,
Yeah.
just change the plate out
Yep.
and go again.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. Good idea by Glock.
Yeah, they're
Less good idea about Glock. While we're
Yeah, do you wanna-
naturally
yeah, I-
sliding into the fucking Glock DMs, Glock making
Yeah.
a bitch move.
yeah,
So
discontinuing.
So the Glockers yesterday, well, the day before yesterday, I think, they did a massive press. So the history of Glock, Gaston Glock started Glock in the 80s.
Yeah,
And he ran it as the president CEO top dog.
Yep.
He hand developed the original Glock and then was part of every development team of every Glock after that.
Yep.
So we're up to Gen 5. The latest one's a Gen 5, which is what we have. He died last year.
yeah, and his daughter took over.
No, well, sort of. So
Yeah.
she's still part of it, but it is now because she's only a shareholder. She's part of a board.
Yeah.
And the board is now in control of Glock.
Yep.
And has been since Gaston died.
Yep.
And that was always going to be super interesting because whenever a founder of something dies, part of that something dies with them.
Yeah.
No matter how big the corporation is, no matter how many people you train, they're never going to be the guy who
The vision-
originally
the vision
came
is
up
still
with
not the same.
Yeah, that's right. It's like, there's so many people who invent something or firearms or cars or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's people building on something that already was instead of being the guy who created the original thought, which is a much different thing. And it's a much different brain that can create an original thought. So it was always going to be interesting to watch what happened when a board got in control of Glock.
Yep.
And this is I think this is not nobody that I know in the gun space has this view that I've seen yet, because I don't know if it's been out for long enough for people to sort of like really think about it too much. But I think if Gaston was still here, he would have told the California government and all the other governments that are trying to sue Glock for it to. So the problem is there's a government department in America that's suing them on the grounds that it's a machine gun ready gun. So because you can slide the back plate out of a Glock and put one piece into it without altering the Glock,
Yep, and make it
a
full auto.
machine gun,
Yep.
even though that part that you're switching it out for it is the registered machine gun in America, the government organisations are trying to sue Glock, saying that they're releasing a machine gun ready gun into the public,
yeah.
even though you still need to be a licensed person with special criteria in America to
Yeah, you
be
can't
able
just
to.
go and-
It's still illegal to own that machine gun part.
Yeah.
As a person,
Yep.
so it doesn't matter. It's why they're like it's irrelevant. It's the same as saying it would be the same as saying an AR or a what do you call it? Those pullback shotguns,
lever release shotguns.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lever release shotguns are a machine gun ready gun.
Yeah.
because you could alter them somehow to override their safety features. So anyway,
Which you can do with
any. So this is the point. With AR-15s, with AK-47s, with the AR platform, it doesn't matter. With all the things, if you mill them and fuck around with them enough, you can make anything. You can make anything.
Cars.
Right? Cars. You can do the exact same with cars. This is not just a gun-specific thing. But Glock has cancelled all of the current Glocks on the market and are not producing them anymore and are releasing a V2 version with more safety features built into it to make it harder to overcome.
Which is, it's a dick move. Glock have always sold on their simplicity and their ability to...
But this is what happens when the head guy is no longer the backbone of the organisation, saying you have no legal grounds to do any of this nonsense. This is a whole lot of board guys worried about their share prices fucking going down, and they're bending and they're making an example, and they're going to start... If the Glock folds this... You mark my words, as an Australian, where they do one thing and they do the next thing and they do next thing, and they'll salami. They call it, in the military, they call it salami slicing. China, without throwing any government under the bus here, are the experts of salami slicing. So what you do in a salami slice military maneuver is you slice off exactly the right amount where nobody can do anything about it, but everybody knows you're doing it.
Yeah.
But it's not bad enough where a government goes, we're going to war over this.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
That's right.
And then you wait a little while.
Yep.
And then you salami slice the next piece off.
Yep.
And then you salami slice the next piece off. And this is the next piece. And eventually you've cut half of the salami, but no one singular action is enough for legal recourse.
Yeah.
But over the time of 10 years, or in China's case, 100 years, when they've got their 100-year CCP plan, that's a huge amount of salami that you've sliced off.
Yep.
And you can watch it happen. And the Australian government has done it time and time and time and time and time again to stuff here where we go, oh, that's only a little change. That's okay. Yeah. But then they do another little change on top of that. And that's, it's just a little change. That's okay. And then the next thing, we have E-Karen. And we're not allowed to post, anything.
Well, we were sold on that back when toll roads were first a thing.
Toll roads are a good example.
We will put a toll on this road to cover the costs. Once it's paid off, it'll be a free road. How many tolls do we pay if we got to go to North Brisbane from here? There's 5 tolls.
5 tolls,
And some of those toll roads, I remember driving through them when they were still a fucking boom gate.
So they were kids.
We've paid for those roads 100 times over.
It's crazy. The GST, so for I don't know if Americans have toll roads. So for all the Americans listening, which there's a shitload of you, which is awesome, thanks for joining us. A toll road is a privately made road in Australia that the government contracts a private company to build the road, and then the private company is entitled to putting a toll on you using that road. And what they're meant to do is pay the road off and then get rid of the tolls, and then we can use the roads, and then the government maintains the roads. That's the deal.
And that comes out of your
income tax and all the weird shit that we pay here. What happens, though, is no company has ever taken a toll road off in Australia. We're just getting more and more and more toll roads. But even though the toll roads that are 40 years old...
You work out, what are we paying, $3.17 a car? There would be 50,000 cars go through that toll road per day. Oh,
there'd be more than that. Imagine the Clem 7 tunnel in Brisbane. It'd be hundreds
you do the
of
maths
thousands.
on the daily amount of income that generates.
It's crazy.
They could have built 4 new highways.
But they don't. They don't even maintain the highways.
But that's another example of that salami slicing where you just go, we'll just give you a little toll. It's only $2. But then the next tunnel that we built just after that toll road, it's $7 because it goes underwater, so it's a bit more expensive.
Harder. That's right.
And by the time you go all the way across and then all the way back, you've gone through 10 tolls. It costs you $40.
That's right.
Let alone trucks and if you're in a commercial vehicle.
That's right. GST was the exact same. GST was meant to come in to solve government deficit problem. They said once that deficit's sorted, we're going to take the GST away. The GST is still fucking here.
GST I can get on board with purely because everyone pays their share. Like GST is on everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but the problem is GST's on everything.
Yeah.
So I think if it's something that we make and we sell, we should pay GST on it.
Yep.
I don't think we should be paying GST for imports. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, we have to pay when we bring cigars over, or if we bring tins over, or we bring machines over, we have to pay the goods and services tax on an import. I
don't agree with
which
GST
is insane because, like, you're already paying the country's tax that it comes from, but now we're paying. But then you pay GST on fuel. Why are you paying GST on fuel? Because there's already a 50-cent fuel levy
that's right.
on the fuel.
But,
so
but
now
my point is that, like, unemployed Stephen on the dole doesn't pay income tax.
Yeah.
But he still has to pay his bit on groceries, cigarettes. You know,
No, I understand it.
I can see a bit of it, and I know other countries have a very similar system in place.
Well, the UK and the EU's got VAT.
But even, is it one of those other Norwegian top end of Europe countries, they're up to about 15%. Might even be Sweden.
18 is VAT in the EU at the moment, I think.
Yeah. But there's there
19.
was...
Maybe in the UK it's 19%.
UK is 19.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can sort of get...
We're 10%. For everyone who doesn't know, GST here is a flat 10%.
So, but yeah, it shits me off when I have to pay a goods and services tax to customs for unloading my box that I've already paid duty on and putting it on a truck.
And customs fees, and clearance fees.
And they charge they charge all the other fees first and then GST on the whole lot.
Top. Yep.
So I don't get on board with that, but I can get on board with... It's a good way to make the dole bludgers pay a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it all goes around. But
but that's not what it was sold to the Australian public.
That's not what it was sold. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We fucking went down a rabbit hole
real quick.
Real quick.
Hopefully Glock turns their lives around.
Yeah, but I don't think so. I think now that it's board controlled, I think that it's now no longer the innovator running an innovative company. It's now a bunch of board members.
And he was... The Glock was a project that he was passionate about, and he wanted to make it
the best
super safe, super simple, super reliable handgun.
Yeah.
Agree with us or not that Glocks are okay. I know a lot of people hate on Glocks because the barrels are shit and they're rubbish and the triggers are hard and this and that.
Yeah.
But golly, I don't treat mine with a whole lot of respect, and it has never ever. Look, and if it did go down, if it burn out a barrel or a trigger mechanism went down, how many gun shops in Australia can you just go and say, hey, I need a Glock barrel. Here's one, $120. You back up and run. Try to do that with a
Sig,
Beretta,
Kimber,
anything.
Kimber's like I owned a Kimber 1911 before. Right. It was a beautiful gun, but by golly, it was temperamental.
Yeah, Kimber rifles were like that.
Kimber rifles, yeah. Do they make rifles still? I don't know. I don't know.
A mate of mine bought a Kimber, like one of their real super lightweight hunting rifles in 308 or 3006.
Yeah.
Can't remember now. Took it out. First box of factory ammo we shot. Yeah. Primers were coming out the back of the... And we were just like... He traded in like 2 weeks later. He was like, not a chance.
Nope. No.
Yeah, so... Yeah. But yeah, anyway, that's the demise of Glock. Yeah.
Scars gone. No more Scars 17s, 16s. Just adding to the FN dead list, I guess. But yeah, I think it's an absolute shame. I don't think it matters. Red Bull was the same. Now that Red Bull... the fella who brought Red Bulls from, I think it was Thailand, his original deal was, it used to be Red Bull was a affordable drink for the dock workers in Thailand. Yeah. And a guy from Austria went over there and saw the potential, brought it back to Austria, turned it into Red Bull that we have today, and did the marketing genius. He died last year as well, I think.
Yeah, last year, the year before.
Yeah. And then it's slowly changing, and even like the Red Bull F1 team is like changing, big shuffle up because of it, and like a whole lot of stuff. So it's just super interesting and obviously like that's the universe, like things change perpetually, but it's just like big things that you think are just consistent. I think I'm pretty sure that one of the changes that's going to happen at the Louvre is that they're going to have some Glocks on their security guards. Well, it wouldn't have mattered. The fucking security guard just waved him past.
Well, I was reading up on it a bit because I wanted to talk about it today because it's such a wild story for our time. That, I didn't think
heists,
gallery heists were still a thing.
So cool.
But
Good on him.
they backed a ladder truck up to the first story balcony.
Yep.
Cut a hole in the window with an angle grinder.
Yep.
I think it was in Milwaukee by the look
Yep.
of the colour of it. They broke in. They threatened security guards in the room that they were in. Mm-hmm. Snatched and grabbed 9 or 10 big artefacts of just diamonds and jewels and
the royal jewels and whatnot.
Straight back out the window, down the bucket truck onto scooters and vermouth.
Vermouth gone.
And they did have the crown. They stole the crown of Napoleon's third wife.
Yep.
And they found it. They dropped it because they reckon it would have been too hard to sell.
Oh, yeah, that would have been like, it's a very memorable piece.
Yeah, whereas the rest of it, there's earrings and necklaces. They can break that down into individual jewels and make a shitload of money out of it.
Yep.
But 4 minutes in the middle of the day was all it was. 4 minutes in and out. Yep. How does that happen?
So cool. Obviously, like, not great for the Louvre, not good for France, whatever.
But how have they not got something on external windows on the first floor that you can't cut through with
an angle grinder?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't have done that in America. There would have been 4 bodies.
Yeah, I'd say so. Maybe, yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I don't know. It was just I was reading, I was like, this just reads like a fictional story. You know, they just...
I guess that's why it's the best
crime,
way to do it, because it's just so simple. That's right, yeah. Who's expecting you to walk through the side window? Everyone's going like, who are you? How did you get here?
They interviewed one fella on the street and he must have just been having a shit holiday because he was like, we've been over here for 3 weeks, and he said we couldn't go to the Louvre today because of the heist. And he said this is the most exciting thing that's happened to me all trip. And his wife's there, like, she was just like, oh, great, glad we packed up and come over here for 3 weeks. He's like, this is the most exciting thing that's happened, and we're going home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. France is an interesting place. What do you call it? Like, polarizes people. Like, some people fucking love Paris and some people hate Paris. But I really enjoyed Paris. I like the architecture. Like, the people are a bit hard to get along with, but once they figure out you're Australian and not American, no hate to the Americans listening, but once they figure out you're Australian,
we've got a pretty rock solid
relationship with France
since World War
I. So then they sort of warm up to you a bit. So I figured, like, next time I go over there, my dad did a pretty clever thing. He put an Australian flag on his backpack.
Yeah.
And so next time I go over there, I'll put my Australian flag on my backpack, and then everyone will be...
Mum and Dad went over there last year and did a bit of the World War I stuff. So they went to, I think it was Villas Bretonneux.
Yeah.
And it was a place where everyone else was falling back and the Aussies stuck in, dug in and held the Germans back.
Yeah.
And then I believe a school in Melbourne, or the Melbourne education system, actually fundraised and rebuilt the school for them, something along those lines, back over there. And so they've got a full museum dedicated to Australians and like the Australian diggers.
I didn't know about that. Yeah, that's cool.
And Mum and Dad were there and went through like the gallery, and they were there. They were there either right like before it opened or right as it was closing. It was one end of the day.
Yeah.
And got talking to someone at the curator at the museum or whatever, and they were like, "Oh, we'll unlock. You can come and have a look in here while we're." Must have been the morning while we're setting up, and there was all these other rooms with all these extra like diary entries and photos, and she said it was really. Mum was like telling me about it when I got back. She was all tearing up because she said everyone was just like still after 100 years,
super
just full of gratitude about it too. Like, I think they were at the train station to go home after it, and the little young girl working there, oh, you're Australians, and Mum was like, yeah, we're from Queensland. And she goes, oh, we still thank you guys so much for,
it's cool, hey?
For what you did. And, that's 1917, I think, was when that went down.
Yeah, it's cool. It forges big relationships.
Huge. So it is interesting. Like with France, I like you said, like I think they're probably a group of people that, it's a big country.
Yeah,
it's a huge, very very big area. But I think Aussies just seem to...
Yeah.
We're pretty easy to get along. I don't think there's many places in the world where we'd struggle to find a friend.
Yeah, find a friend. Yeah, especially us. We can talk underwater.
Yeah, that's right.
So, The other super thing, interesting, going back to our first topic about including that in France, is they do not allow government salami slicing at all.
No.
So that's another reason they polarise people, is because they are uber passionate about
They salami slice
the government. Yeah. So if the government tries anything in France, they just fucking instantly protest.
They just set fires to everything.
Set fires to everything.
Yep. It is one of the only places in the world where governments have actually gone back on
stuff, because
they're in Nepal.
Yeah, they're in Nepal. Nepal thought about it pretty quick too. But yeah, so a little while ago, the government was going to change a fuel tax levy, and it literally shut the entire country down. People just parked their cars, trucks, everything on the motorway, and just fucking walked and said, "No, we're not going anywhere until you to walk this back."
Well, that was when the farmers were
2 days. It took them 2 days.
Yep,
gone. Fixed
was it France or the UK? They were taxing the arse out of the farmers.
UK.
And they rolled all their tractors in and
hay bales
and
fertiliser trucks,
shit up the walls, and
drove into all the car parks of all the big supermarkets and turned their fertiliser pumps on and just filled the car parks with fertiliser.
Yep.
So it's we definitely don't endorse anarchy on this channel.
Quite the opposite.
But I think it is good for people to remind the government that they are elected officials and they do represent
they work for
the
us.
Public, and they're meant to work for us, and they're supposed to have our best interest at heart, and they're supposed to have the country's best interest at heart, and they're voted in to do that, and that's what we expect of them. And sometimes I think that our casual attitude as Australians sometimes might be portrayed as weakness or laziness.
I think that's a big thing, is like the Australian people are very, very casual.
Yeah, right up until
we're not.
Yeah.
There's no... whereas the French...
Yeah, they're not casual at all.
No. They are just like...
they are...
No.
I wouldn't... nonchalant is not a word I think you would use to describe the French and politics.
The Eureka Stockade back in the early days was like, they were all good, come in and rule and run the roost, and then they wanted to take the rum and take... Yeah. And they were like, nope, that's not happening. Yeah. And they literally built a fort.
Yeah, that's an interesting... we should do an episode on the Eureka Stockade. That would be super. We should dig that up, because that's a super interesting part of Australian history that gets overlooked a lot, or gets misrepresented. Like, people think it's like a big rebellion run that was like this bushrangery thing, but it wasn't. It was a very organised thing. Yeah. And so we should actually, that would be a super interesting thing to do, and we should make a note of that.
Mental notes.
Anyway, that's enough politics. Is enough. We've gone absolutely ham on that this morning.
The other thing, talking about boards taking over and companies losing their vision. Oreo cookies have got a doomsday bunker in Sweden where they've wrapped cookies up in mylar. I did write. I'm going to use my notebook today because I haven't got my phone with me. They've launched their own doomsday vault in Norway, to protect the iconic cookies for future generations. Packs are individually sealed in ultra-durable mylar, and it's nestled. There's a seed vault, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. So when it all goes to shit, if we want Oreos...
Fuck, that's a big boat trip.
Listeners, get your pen and paper out. 78 degrees, 858 north, and 16 degrees, 159 east.
Excellent.
That is the coordinates. Lock that in your memories.
Lock that in your memory banks.
When she goes to shit, we're going to take a boat to Norway, and we're going to get all the Oreos.
We're going to need some motherfuckers to help us paddle, because that is going to take a minute.
Well, I don't know.
They couldn't have put a vault further away from us. That's a long way.
Yeah, well, that's where the seed vault is. I wonder if they...
A seed vault? What the fuck's a seed vault?
Well, they've got a vault with all seeds for crops and plants and so...
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so if it goes to shit...
Like our genetically modified ones?
Yeah.
The ones we currently use, they have a vault full of seeds.
Yeah.
How do they keep them alive? Don't seeds die eventually?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
I'm not a farmer. I don't know.
But it probably is happening more than we think. Like...
Well, there was the vault of... in America... Was it Belvita? What's that American cheese? Velveeta? Whatever it is?
Don't know.
That really hyper orange American cheese.
Yeah.
After World War II, they had like a surplus of these cheese blocks, and they just built a bunker and put them in there, and that bunker still exists in America somewhere.
I don't imagine cheese would last.
Well, it's that hyper process. I doubt it has an expiry. It's not even real cheese.
Maybe that's why Trump looks so good at 87. He's got the same orange
Buffett
shit in him. Yeah.
But they don't age. They're they're preserved.
No.
Warren
Buffett's got the money to preserve himself. I was telling you the other day how much he still earns from his Coca-Cola shares.
It's crazy.
$22 million a day.
That's mint.
Off an investment he made in 1984 or something.
Genius. He is an interesting dude. It's super interesting talking about people stepping down of things that have always been the same. He's stepping down this year from Berkshire Hathaway. Mm-hmm. So the young fella's in charge. Warren Buffett's made his final moves, cashed out all the positions he wanted to cash out.
Yep. And what's he going to do? He can't have that much left in him.
He's like 90 something. Yeah. Crazy. Yep. And he's still like, I was watching a recent interview with him, like a forum where he was on the stage and there was people like, he's like
still sharp,
reasonably sharp, crazy sharp, sharper than most people our age. I think he's an interesting dude. He was a super fascinating guy. I'd like to know his actual story because I feel like the one that is the commonly told
narrative
one.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's 100% accurate.
Nah, it couldn't be.
It couldn't be. It seems very hard for someone to bootstrap themselves to that position. Like you can be a very good investor, but you still have to start somewhere.
There'd be some skeletons somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. It'd be super interesting. Anyway, he's a fucking super nice guy, apparently, and has done a lot of good stuff for the world. And even with his piles and piles of money, he still has to find something to do in retirement.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do. With a life like that, I don't know what you do in retirement. Kick back.
He'll die.
Yeah.
He'll be like, I don't know.
Or he'll just accidentally start investing stuff.
Yeah, he'll just won't be able to help himself.
He won't be able to help himself like the rest of us.
So the Oreo thing got me thinking, what would you put in a vault and where would you put it? Because it seems like Greenland and all that is the place to be, but I don't know why.
Australia's the place to be. Yeah. It's like it hasn't been knocked off out of any of the cataclysms or shit.
We're close enough to the equator that I think an ice age would leave us alone.
Yep.
I don't know. 'Cause I watched a
big
movie
flood goes down the middle.
Yeah.
It leaves the west and the
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it goes straight through the middle.
Straight down the middle.
Yeah.
So I reckon if you put a vault up here, what'd you put in a vault?
I don't know what I'd put it. Cigars. I'd definitely getting some cigars.
Tobacco seeds, so you can make more cigars because that's important.
We should be able to. We can't because of zoning here, but
make a vault.
No, to grow tobacco.
Yeah, we can.
We can. But yeah.
So I don't know.
We're not quite high enough, I don't think. Like if you look
Inglewood was where they grew all the tobacco.
Yeah, that's right.
So there's still the tobacco, drying sheds and stuff. The old tobacco road out there.
And if you look across a map of the world in relation to that sort of Central America region, we're not far.
Well, I think it's got to be volcanic. And it's got to be warm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as far as climate, we're in that sort of band.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be whether you could physically grow tobacco. It's whether the government would give you a commercial tick to commercially grow tobacco in Queensland again.
Yeah, well, remember when we were looking at some other ventures.
Yeah.
And the zoning for that was very, very strict. You know, there was only like four areas in the state.
Yeah,
where we could actually grow stuff. So.
Yeah, it's super interesting because anyway, we can grow. You can physically grow tobacco here.
Yeah. So we'll put some tobacco seeds in,
but you can't legally. But you can legally. So in Queensland, the tobacco rules are like super bizarre. So it's not illegal to grow your own personal tobacco in Queensland.
No.
You can physically buy tobacco seeds and grow your own tobacco here for personal use. You're not allowed to commercially grow it or sell it, though.
That's right.
Because it crosses some weird federal state line, but it's a federal law, but it's not enforced by the state. So it's a funny grey area.
Yep, which is our whole life in this industry.
Yeah, it seems to be. Well, I think they change the laws so frequently, it's very difficult to keep up with it. So,
that's
we do our
issue.
best, obviously, but it's always it's an ever evolving thing, like it is in America at the moment, like it is everywhere else. Like, there's a town in California, the Warfighter Boys, the latest podcast they were talking about it. A town in California has banned tobacco and vaping sales entirely. Yeah, it's super weird. So
they're going to lose a lot of money.
Well, apparently there's no tobacco stores in that town anyway.
Oh.
Which is like a super weird thing for them to do.
Yeah, right.
So that was the conversation. Is like, so are they setting a precedent so that they can go and do it everywhere else? But then they mentioned, the Warfighter boys mentioned the tax revenue that they get from tobacco. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's why they'll never ban, well, touch wood, ban tobacco here, because the tobacco import levy now is crazy.
Well, it was $23 billion a year 2 years ago.
3
So it'd be over $30 billion
easy,
now.
Yeah.
Just in tax.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see them.
And that's pre-tax.
Yeah.
That's the tax bringing it in, not the tax after the companies have sold it here and
that's
been
right.
taxed again on the income and the revenue and the blah, 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 blah. So it would be... It's a significant revenue for the Australian government. And there are people lobbying for good tobacco legislation. I don't want to turn this whole podcast into a government podcast, but we seem to be going down that track because in America they're lobbying for the same thing, for premium tobacco cigars to be outside of the jurisdiction of the tobacco vaping laws,
cigarettes and loose leaf
and all the stuff with flavourings and chemicals and all that sort of stuff in there. And so there's people working on it. It's a growing thing, so keep your eye out for polls and...
we've invested a little bit of time into it, not enough yet, but we're skirting the edges, just working out the best way to attack it.
Probing into it as we go, but...
we're not really built for Parliament. That's our problem, as you can probably tell watching and listening. We mean well.
Yeah, and I think... Yeah, I don't know. I think there's horses for courses, but knowledge is always good to have, and so if you understand what you're working with, you can understand sort of the outlines of it. Sorry for the background noise as well.
We've been caught out with a bit of weather this morning, so if we can't edit it out, you'll just have to bear with us.
Just have to bear with the shuttering of the door.
Did you see Apple's bought the ESPN? They bought the F1 rights off ESPN.
Yeah, I haven't seen. No, I didn't see that.
Pretty significant for the US market, I think. Obviously ESPN is the only way you can watch the F1 in the US.
In America, yeah, okay.
We're still going to be shafted with
Fox.
KO unless I can work out how to VPN it. So KO obviously drops out as soon as you turn on a VPN.
Does it?
Yeah. So I've been playing with the idea whether we can get like an ESPN account.
Yeah,
and just run it through a VPN.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
That'd be super interesting. But yeah, it's another one of those weird things that's going to go into a streaming service. It's the same as when Paramount's bought UFC and all this sort of stuff.
It just keeps changing hands.
How much did they pay? How much did Apple pay for the F1? So it's the licensing rights for American F1.
Yeah, so it's basically whatever ESPN had.
Yeah.
What did I have written down in my little handy-dandy green book? $700 million, which is a very small amount.
Considering, what was it, $7 billion?
3.7 billion.
3.7 billion for the UFC.
That's a big jump. That's a 7
huge...
million pieces of rice is a very lot smaller pile than 3.7 billion pieces of rice.
700 million is not very many rices compared to 3.7 billion.
Not when they're charging. What was the ticket price for Coda in Texas last weekend? It was
a lot.
Phenomenal
hundreds
amount of money.
dollars.
Yeah.
It was hundreds of dollars. I can't remember exactly what. I think my brain says $380, but I don't know.
That was only like a one-day GA pass.
Yeah.
Like the people that were wanting the full experience, it's $5,000 or $6,000.
It's crazy.
The ticket. So, and you're paying $50 for a burger, and everything is just hyper. Like they would clear $700 million.
It'd be interesting to know what that in, because there's two F1 races in America now.
Three? Vegas, Miami,
that's
Coda.
The other one. Yeah, okay, yeah. I forget about Miami, but yeah.
And then I think Mexico loosely falls into that same, because they're in Mexico this weekend.
Yeah.
So it's obviously it's not America. We do know our geography, but
kind of.
ESPN still absorbs that.
I'm sure
market.
the viewers in Mexico would watch it through ESPN. I would say.
Yep.
Not that we know. Tell us if we're wrong. He's pretty good at that. And we're very happy with that, by the way. That's not a criticism. That's a 700 million is less than I thought.
Yeah,
it would be.
Yeah, I thought.
How long's that for?
I don't know.
It might be for just the year, maybe. Maybe that's 1 year. That would make sense. If it's 1 year. Because what was the UFC one? That was quite a few years.
Yeah, it was a multi-year deal.
Yeah, it was a 5 years or something like that. It was quite a while.
And I think, was that F1 movie, I still haven't even watched it. But
I haven't watched it the other day. She reckoned it was horse shit.
Yeah, well, that's my issue, is I think I would probably...
Yeah, it's just propaganda,
pick it apart.
Yeah.
But it went straight from the cinema to Apple.
Yeah, okay.
So they sort of had the early sort of rights to it. So
will you be able to watch it through Apple?
Maybe. I think it's going to be location specific, which I think a VPN would still get around that. VPNs are getting a lot.
They're getting stricter and stricter.
Yeah, so we've had in the past with a few of, and not even like a dodgy piracy thing, but even just for us to access some of the information databases for like Chevy and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
We've got a dealership account with Chevy in the US.
Yep.
But they implemented, I think it was Chevy, it might have been Ford. They implemented like an AI program to monitor any of their independent repairers. So it is Ford. So they've got like a dealership level, independent repair level, and like a DIY level.
Yep.
And it changes your pricing, your access, and like so I can access all the information, but I can't access key programming unless I have a police check. Which so there's all this sort of shit. And what happened was they put it through a third party AI offshore. And next thing, we couldn't access anything. I've got a $3,000 a year subscription, and I just couldn't access it. And like all my logins stopped working. I rang Ford in America. I know I've talked to in the past, like the head engineer for Ford in Australia.
Yeah.
I rang Tim. I was like, mate, what can I do? Like, nothing's illegal.
Yeah.
We're paying
it's all
fully for this information.
Physically service these trucks.
Yeah. and so what I ended up having to do was, because what the issue was because my payments were coming from an IP address in Australia.
Oh, okay.
The AI was just like, something's not computing here. This is a US versus. So all we have to do is set a VPN that we're in San Francisco, and then. Like, Ford had no issue with it.
Yeah.
It was just, they were like, we can't override this AI thing. There's no one we can even call. And so, we've had to use that. But there's a lot of stuff now where, like, if I get in my car with my VPN on, it won't connect to Android Auto.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, actually, I was having this conversation last night with the vet at the races. She can't use her Starlink on her roof. So she works out west as a vet. Then comes into town to do the racing, and Telstra is rubbish, so she uses Starlink, but she can't use the Starlink on her car and Apple CarPlay at the same time. Because Apple CarPlay works on the Wi-Fi. It connects through Wi-Fi with your phone. That's how Apple CarPlay works. Which
Maybe
I
that's
didn't know.
the same with Android Auto.
And so I had just assumed that it was Bluetooth, like the same as everything else. But maybe Android Auto's Wi-Fi as well. So it thinks your phone is in San Francisco.
Yeah, and you're trying to drive.
Not in Australia. I don't know. It's super weird.
Yeah.
I'll have to have a look at that because I don't use like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto or anything like that anyway.
Yeah.
But I have Starlink on my car. And it's like that's been life changing.
Yeah.
It's wildly cool.
I've even noticed some of our like Office works. Yeah. Like if I go in, because our VPN here just automatically connects every morning. And it just, because it's looking for a location to set your nearest store or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It just goes to like an error 404 page.
Wow.
And you close out of it, turn the VPN off and re-access, and it goes straight through.
So they're getting better at filtering VPNs.
Yep.
But like AI is changing how we do stuff, but not in a really big way. It sort of helps workflow and stuff like that, and obviously helps people monitor stuff. But that's Starlink. That Starlink Mini, that 12-volt run Starlink.
Yeah.
And Starlink, just in general, is the first technology of our generation that has physically changed how you live.
Yep.
And
it's about to change again. They're about to take over global GPS.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Because Starlink now has a monopoly on the sky.
Yeah.
By 100-fold.
Yeah.
They can now give more accurate positioning faster to more people.
Yeah.
And so there's a new protocol level looking at, same thing, I skimmed across this at 11 o'clock last night. But they're trying to, they'll basically change, so it won't be the current GPS that we know it'll be through Starlink.
Wow.
Yep.
Super interesting company. That's an amazing company.
Yep.
It's fucking
And even what
incredible.
they've been doing, is it with Optus? They started with Optus in Australia here because our coverage is shit in Australia. We
doesn't
just
matter whether
don't
you're
have the
Telstra,
infrastructure. And Elon, well, I don't think it would have been Elon personally, but Starlink were like, why don't we just mount your receivers on low altitude satellites, and instead of trying to beam your signal flat across the countryside, we'll just beam up to low altitude, low atmosphere, whatever it's called, and down, and we should be able to get you at least a 3 to 4 bar service all around Australia.
Yeah, wow. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Because I know that Telstra is backpacking Starlink now. So AT, I think it's AT&T in America.
Yep.
It's just part of your plan over there, and now Telstra is trialling it here as part of your plan. If you run out of reception, it'll flick you to the Starlink, and then give you what you need. So, like, it is changing more and more. But it's the car technology or the computer technology for like generations before. Like they went from the bullock teams to cars.
Yep.
And then our parents went from like no phones that you could travel around with.
I remember Dad first getting the
briefcase
suitcase phone in his work year, and it was like so cool that you could ring Mum from the car.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like our generation is like we've been through. I remember that going from your big floppy disk, like before your 3 1/4, they had the real big black
ones.
floppy disk. I remember going from
in the middle.
IBM to then floppy disk to CD to then I was cleaning out the office the other day and found like a 35 megabyte flash drive. Yeah. And now we've got 7 terabyte SSD hard drive that's recording this podcast, and it fits in the size in your hand.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So just that we've sort of seen that whole thing over the span of
not very long.
It would have been
25 years.
Yeah, 25, 30 years. And we've seen such a change to then having dial up and having to not make a phone call because you're taking 14 minutes to download a song. And right through to now being like getting the shits when it takes 2 hours to download a 60 gigabyte file. It's
super, like technology moving on is obviously good, but it's a super interesting conversation. So I know a couple of people in a couple of different industries, and when I first went out west, like properly on stations out west, one of the stations I worked on, they recently had only just gotten rid of operators in the area. Yep. So they still used to get on the phone and it would go to, it was a wired home phone, and it would go to an operator in the nearest town.
Yep.
That lady, she was most of the time they were volunteers.
Yeah.
And they would sit in the little operator box.
Yep.
And they would go, "Hi, it's blah, blah, blah from this station. Can you please put me through to this John or whatever?" And they'd be like, "Yep, no worries. How's your day going? Blah, blah, have a chat." Put it through to John. John would then do. And what ended up happening was these people in these transfer boxes, like these people in the operator boxes, would have just a loose handle on where everybody in the community was.
Yeah.
So, like, if a wife rung up, so obviously they didn't have mobile phones, but if a wife at the homestead rang up and said, "Oh, I haven't heard from John for like 10 hours. He was only meant to go for 4 hours."
Yep.
The operator like, "Oh, no, I was just talking to Stacey from this station."
Yep.
And she mentioned that John was passing through, so he's safe and he's on his way home. And that became like this weird safety net for these communities, that these operator ladies in these boxes would sort of just have a handle on what was happening in the community. And then that disappeared, obviously, with cell phones and whatever else. And I was talking to a IT person about bores on big stations. So we have big stations in Australia here, like they're the size of some small countries. And you have these guys called bore runners. And what they do is they drive every day to bores around the property, and they check. Yep.
Yeah. Well, the way we get water out there is we have bores, which is a submersible pump, which I know because that's what my old man did for 40 years. But that will drill down anywhere into the water table, whether it's I know places around here that are 8 metres.
Yep.
I know places that are 320 metres.
Yep.
So they'll drill down, case it in concrete usually,
Yep.
and then, pump the water up.
And then so out west or up north, they've got these big things called turkey nests, and they're big man-made dams that either a solar pump or a diesel Kubota pump will pump the water out of the bores into the turkey nests. And the bore runner's job is to go and check the pumps, turkey nests, and water supply, making sure that the cattle in these massive remote areas still are getting water. But a side part of their job is they're always around stations. And stations, when I was out there, it might be different now because Starlink exists, but when I was out there, when you got to a certain point in the station, you just couldn't talk to anybody anymore. So your two-way and that couldn't get far enough back. So if something happened to your toad or if something happened to you, you were basically stranded unless you could figure out a way to communicate with someone. And these bore runners operated as like little satellite towns because they had their little caravans and whatever, and they were sort of always around.
It wasn't a jump in the car and drive 2 hours to check the bore. It was
like driving across the country.
2 week round trip,
and so they would either come across you or because they were somewhere near you, generally you could get a hold of them and then they could offer some assistance or they could get back to the station and relay it back. And so these guys, this IT firm was talking about the implications of automating bore runners' jobs.
Yep.
And I brought it up to them. I was like, hey, like you guys need to really talk about the actual job of the bore runner because it's not just checking bores. Like it's a part of the crucial workplace operations.
Well, they're a forward scouting unit.
Yeah, it's like a super interesting thing that like just because the corporate company that owns these big stations thinks that you could get rid of a bore runner and that would save you this because they're only checking bores, but they really have this wider scope of job.
They're also coming back to the homestead and saying, hey, when I was between 313 and 315, there's a fence down or there's, one of the sheds is burnt down or whatever, like you said, it's a small
sick
country.
Cattle or, whatever.
Well, you put yourself in, there'd be multiple states in the US that are smaller than some of our stations.
Yeah, Brunette Downs was 4-point-something million acres. Yeah. Like it's massive.
So if you put in your head, like if you're at your house on the east coast of, we'll pick a small US state, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
You might have to drive to the other end of your state to get to your boundary fence. Yeah. So, like, you just put yourself, you drive 6 hours in any direction and take a mental note of all the shit that you see. That was sort of their job. So,
because, like, there's mustering crews and there's station hands, but there's so much cattle and so much land distance on these stations that you'll only muster a paddock twice a year. Mm-hmm. It's 2 rotations. It takes you all year of mustering every day to muster and check every cattle. And you only ever check that paddock twice a year. So you've got these bore runners and you've got these other people that are bouncing around checking on stuff while they're not just checking the water. Like they've got these huge jobs. Anyway, so they brought it up and it changed the whole conversation because they were like, oh shit, we like actually need to look into this.
Yeah, it's all well and good to have a transmitter on your bore pump and saying, hey, I'm not working or there's the water level. I would assume what they're implementing is a camera system.
Yeah.
But the camera's only going to pick up that small snapshot of that whole area. So
it was just a super interesting conversation of like these greater jobs of like a seemingly independent thing.
Well, you or I could video call John in Texas right now and say, hey, what's the weather doing where you are? But we're only seeing
where John is. Yeah, we don't know the weather for Texas.
Yeah. So, interesting on the exchanges. That's how my grandma and granddad met.
Really?
My grandma worked in an exchange. So whenever he'd ring up, she'd either hold him on the line before connecting or when the call was finished, they'd sit and chat
for
in the exchange. Yeah. So they were actually like a big wall, like this flag of little sockets,
little holes,
and they go, right, 135, he needs to talk to 179. And so that's how they met.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, that's pretty cute.
Yeah, the original phone dating, I guess.
Yeah, it's the original phone dating. As we had one on our place. There was one just up the paddock. It was the original train line ran through, and there was a blacksmith shop, a pub, post office and a phone exchange, and all the wives in the neighbourhood would take turns of being the post office lady and the phone exchange lady.
Women always find a way to get the gossip.
Yeah, they're always part of the gossip.
No wonder they volunteered, because they were like, they'll know. Ooh,
yeah, they know everything. Yeah.
What was John ringing her for at this time of night?
John's been ringing Stacey a few too many times this week.
No secrets. No secrets at the phone exchange.
No, it's just super cute. But yeah, it's like, obviously it's better not having to sit in a phone exchange box and just be able to ring the person you're talking to. Like, technology is better now, but there is just something like cool about that job or that era. Like, it was so anyway, but
and that comes about, and I had no intentions of even retaining this in my memory bank. There was a post on Reddit or something about, it was like, when have you been so petty that you've just changed the course of the world? And the guy that invented the automatic answering machine, he was sick of I think his wife cheated on him with someone through that exchange service, and so he invented the automatic the answering machine out of spite, and basically destroyed that entire industry.
That's wild.
Because there was like no need. Yeah. Because it's like, I can just ring direct and leave a message.
Yeah.
And so his stubborn, spiteful decision
made a sick
poured
bit
a
of
heap of
technology.
money into it and made it, designed the automatic answering.
Yeah, you forget that there was a time in history where you couldn't leave a message after the beep.
Yeah. And so he single-handedly unbuttoned an entire industry.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
On that note as well, in Australia, if you have a cable phone line in your house, they're not ripping them up anymore, and Telstra is maintaining them now.
Yep.
So if you have one, you can still keep using it.
Yeah.
Which would be like super cool. I'm thinking about getting a home phone again. I reckon it'd be hilarious.
We only got rid of ours because, you're just on your mobile all the time.
Yeah.
And now that we're like, our kids are a bit older, like my eldest boy's got a phone that he takes to school if he misses the bus, which even then it used to be like, I missed the bus. I'll just go down to the post office and get him to ring mum at work and let her know. And we were just like, because sometimes, we'll duck out for half an hour and just leave the kids at home with the door locked. And you think, shit, home phone would be super handy if something goes wrong. That you just feel. Yeah. And it never was a thing. It was just like, whatever. Yeah. And now you're so used to being able to just contact people whenever you want. Yeah. That you sort of, that half an hour, you're in the back of your mind the whole time, like, oh, geez, I hope the oven doesn't catch on fire.
Yeah. Well, it's like when we were kids, right? Like, you would leave school and talk to your mates. Yeah. And be like, all right, I'm going to catch the bus home. I'm going to duck home, get changed.
Jump on my bike.
I'll jump on my bike and we'll meet down at the corner of fucking Stenner and West Street at 4:30. Yep. And there was no communicate. You couldn't communicate with them from when you left their site to when you got to that corner. So if you, for some reason, you got home and your mum was like, you're not going out on your bike, there was like no way to ring your mate and be like, bro, like I'm shut down, mate. Yep. She's pulled the cord on me.
Yeah, and they just wait on the corner for 20 minutes and go, Ben's not coming, we'll fucking go without him.
Yeah, that's right. Or if you run 20 minutes later, all your mates fucking leave and then you're sad.
But you knew that from there they were going to the park, so you just be like, oh, they must be already there. Yeah. Yeah, no, very different.
Yeah, like, I don't know, you just never really thought about it when it was happening. But now, like you said, you can literally talk to anybody. Yeah. And like if...
Well, you can't ring my wife because she never answers anyway.
I was going to say you can't ring mine either because...
You can leave a message.
You can leave. They never check their messages.
They never check their messages.
But like, I get annoyed, like, we talk a lot. Yeah. Just during the day. And like, I'll be like, oh, fuck, I need to check on something. And it's like, I'll just ring you and you won't answer. And I'll be like, oh, fuck. Like, I need to know right now. Yeah. Like, we just move so much faster now than we used to. Like, obviously, back in the day, we'd have a meeting. Yeah. And then we'd be like, we'll catch up again Wednesday. Yep. And then you'd have to, all of your points, you would hold them up until Wednesday until you caught up again. Then whereas now it's just
I'm slowly receding back the other way now. So my phone has been on silent for years. Yeah. Not vibrate, nothing. It just silent. Because I got to a point here where I'd hear the phone ringing and it wasn't. You'd be working on something. You go, shit, is that my phone? And you stop what you're doing, go and check. Oh no, I imagined it. So then I start wearing like a Garmin watch, and it would alert me when there was a call coming in. Yep. But then now I'm finding that, I'll be talking to a customer or something here. We've had a few podcasts, and then my watch will, and I'll find myself instinctively look. So now I've just been trying it the last couple of weeks, not wearing that to work. So now if I'm stuck out here and I want no interruptions, I just throw my phone on the desk, and guess what? If someone's rung, there's a message there.
Yeah, your business hasn't fallen apart. The world hasn't burned down. No,
and it's been awesome. But then Danielle took the kids trick or treating last night.
Yeah,
Warreema does this massive Halloween every year, so it's cool, fully registered. I think that's 700 kids or something again this year.
Out. Yeah, okay, so that's a lot.
Friends of ours had some of their kids' friends come down from Bundaberg, which is, what's that, 5-6 hours away?
6 hours, yeah.
You've got to register your house, so all the places that do it have to register their address, and then every kid that goes gets like a wristband and a map, so you're not just knocking on random doors. But anyway, I was out with Dad, and then called home, grabbed a cigar and a couple of beers, went to a mate's place where we were sort of loosely meeting back at the end anyway. And mate's wife got home and she's like, "Oh, you are here. Danielle's been trying to ring you." But because I didn't have my watch on, I was like, I checked, I got like 4 missed calls. And I was like, well, she knew I was in the area. But yeah, it's been great because you're just not constantly, one eye's not constantly staring down at your phone to see if something's happening.
Yeah, I always laughed at people with 2 phones, but I have 2 phones now.
Yeah, I've got 2 SIM cards. Yeah. I don't now, but when I
have physically 2 different phones now.
Yeah.
And so like I don't have any of my work emails on this phone anymore at all. Like I've separated everything. It's just, I was like getting to the point where I was just checking it and you're thinking about it all the time. And
I disabled the notification, on the top of your screen, the little email pictures and that. I've just turned all them off.
Yeah, but I still can't. Like I'll still get anxiety if I don't check them. Yeah. Like I'll just check the emails. But now that it's not on my phone, like I used to wake up and, well, I still do. Like I'll wake up through the night and just check everything. Make sure everything's, because we do stuff on different time zones.
You're communicating with someone where it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon for them.
So whereas now, like when it gets to 5 o'clock, that phone goes in the drawer. It's on silent, like all my other phones are anyway. But and I just don't. I just
leave it.
Just fucking leave it now.
Yeah, well, that's what I found.
When I get up,
I'd be getting my phone to check the time, and you'd see the little messenger icon go, "Oh, better check that." Whereas I disable them all. And then you get
sucked into work, and you're like, "I'll just quickly go do this one job." I'll just quickly. And it's like 3 hours later, you're like, fuck. I got so distracted. So now I've just like. It's completely, and like if I'd told myself even a year ago that I was going to do that, I would have been like, you don't need to do that. Like, I was like, but now I'm just at the, like, it's just nice.
And I'll still indulge in a doom scrolling session every now and again, don't get me wrong.
No, but it's just nice separating work. Like it's nice just having 2 very set boundaries of like, that's going in the drawer. I'm going to get up in the morning, I'll have my coffee, I'll like talk, just like do a casual thing.
Get rolling.
By 8:30, I'll go and look at that phone. Nothing matters at 5:30 in the morning. Like you can check it as much as you want, but it's
even like we're leaving here to go and have a podcast, low-key podcast catch up, and we literally just got on the Facebook group, said we'll be here from around this time. If we're there, you'll see us. If you're not there, you won't see us. Like, we haven't booked a table. We haven't set a time.
We're just going to the local watering hole where there's a good smoking area, and that's what we're going to be doing.
And that was what, like, Danielle was trying to plan because she wants to come down and catch up, and she was sort of like, what do we do? Like, what time? And I was like, I don't know. Whenever we finish here, we'll finish what we've got to do here, and we'll mosey on down, and it could be lunch, it could be afternoon
tea.
We might not get there. We might get out of here and it's a snowstorm.
That's right.
So, anyway, so that's our fucking schmozzle of a life.
That's our schmozzle. But I think that will probably
time. So how'd your night shift go?
Yeah, actually, it was different. The thirds were noticeably different.
I'm finding the same. Normally by the final third, it's a very different
smoke. Flavor. Whereas it definitely got sweeter the further down it got, for sure.
Thank you, John.
Definitely, thank you, John, for
I'm
that
not going to continue to burn them backwards, but it's nice
I
to
really
try.
enjoy that flavour and the feel of that Candela on, like, as the mouth feel, just as something, like, super different. So,
whereas John hates it.
Yeah, John doesn't like it, which is super weird.
So that's why he was like, give it a try.
Yeah.
So we have tried.
We have tried. It was a success. It was a treat.
Yep.
You can, in fact, smoke cigars backwards.
You can.
It doesn't wreck them or destroy. I would have thought the wrapper would come undone.
Yeah, I was expecting around the end here to start fraying a bit, but it's pretty decent.
It's pretty good.
And it's burnt well.
Good construction, as always. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
thanks again.
Yeah,
everybody.
thank you.
We've probably we're getting longer and longer. I
we're
feel.
definitely not getting any shorter. But thank you for coming along once again. Hope you guys are enjoying your week. Hopefully this is
hit some good milestones. And we're just going to keep charging through.
Yeah, we're really enjoying it, and they're the community that's coming along with us and commenting and doing all that stuff. Keep doing that. Yeah, you know where to find us. Once again, we're not your dad. We won't tell you what to do. Check out the new website just for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I'll put a couple of posts up on our socials, and that when it drops,
because it's going to be fully updated. It'll be much easier to navigate. We're separating a couple of things for legal payment things.
Yep.
So the general merch and general accessories and stuff will be way easier to access.
Yeah.
The cigars, you're still going to have to go through, like us, to buy them off the website. We'll still give you a call once you put your order in, verify
Confirm
everything, do what we need to do. But everything that's not under that umbrella will just be like a normal online store again.
Yeah. Put your order in.
And we are doing something in the background to see if we can't help with that other stuff, but we don't know yet. So
it's another one of those areas we're fighting.
We're just working with a couple of people on that to make sure, one, we're doing the right thing, and two, it is actually beneficial and not somehow not as beneficial. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Thank you so much for coming along, and check us out. Check out the new stuff. We're super excited. Congratulations, John, and all the Warfighter boys on 100 podcasts. That's a huge milestone.
Massive milestone, yeah.
And you guys are killing it.
Yep.
We appreciate their support. We appreciate your support. We'll see you guys next week.
Same time.
Yeah. Peace out.
Thanks, guys.